Hey everybody, happy Red Friday. Welcome to another episode of Red Friday Reviews with Mark Morrison, the Mendo veteran. Today what I thought I would do is look at a few of the different items on the Mendo menu that we have available in the area of vape carts. I selected these different products out of all the ones that were there is because they're slightly different. I wanted to show a few patients kind of the differences between where a good start might be, some of the differences that you may be looking at for accessories, and just some of the information to do with each one so that you can make a better choice of what you might want to purchase or select from Mendo to use as your medication. So what we'll look at first, this is the Uni Pro Arc. What this is this is by Tribal. This is a battery pack that comes in here. We won't do any unboxing today. What I'm going to do is just kind of take you through, show you a little bit of each. So this is the cartridge that come out of the Tribal. And as you can see, this is your standard 510. However, there's also your standard 510. So with the Tribal, I'll show you this part. It comes with a little adapter that goes on the bottom. It just threads on. And what this allows you to do, instead of having to thread onto batteries or to thread into whatever, now it allows you to have just a magnet. So it just stays in there. And there's a little spot there on the top. You can tighten it. With this system, with this battery, the nice thing is, so you have your button on the back. You have to hold that in. As you hold that in, everything will go. It will start vaporizing, producing smoke. You inhale. But on the bottom here with this particular one is you have an option to adjust your temperature, which if you're somebody who's been consuming cannabis for a while, especially the vape cartridges, you probably have a certain temperature that you like to vape at. You feel you get your best bang for your buck. You're getting your most medicinal properties that are helping anxiety, depression, maybe pain, whatever. So this is, again, the 510. So the 510, like I said, is the 510 is the little thread on the bottom there. And that's what lets you know when you go into a store or you're purchasing some items from, say, the Mendo menu online, 510 references how that cartridge will attach to the accessory. This is a great system. It's perfect for maybe more advanced cannabis patients, just because of if you're just coming in the door and there's a lot of information, there's a lot of different questions you might have. It can be very overwhelming. So you might get more advanced patients using this. Now, I'm not trying to deter anybody from using this. By all means, you have to learn at some point if you want to jump right in at this level and you're interested in the temperature based on terpenes or cannabinoids or whatever you want to have more control over that part of your medication process. This system's fantastic. I use these often. I'm more of a joint smoker myself, but I always carry vape with me. You never know when you might only have a few seconds. You want to quickly medicate. These things, I will tell you, super discreet, very discreet. And as we kind of go down the line here, they kind of get more and more discreet and a little more user-friendly, more for the newer patients. So if you're getting into this, like I said, and it can be very overwhelming, you have a lot of questions, you may want to go with something that's very simple. Get the medicine in, get it doing what you need. And then as you're advancing, you can kind of start looking at other things, trying other options. It's good to start with a system that's going to, first of all, be easy for you to use and eliminate or treat the symptoms that you're having. Don't make things so complicated that somebody who has anxiety is sitting there trying to read directions and figure out he just wants it or she wants their medicine. And it's like, I can't figure out how to get it out of this little vape cart. So great system. We'll move on to the Air Graft. I like this system as well because it is very discreet. I have the lighter here just to show size comparison. Again, here I'll do this one as well so you can get a rough idea of the difference. So this one's obviously a little bigger. It's got a little more weight to it. But again, you've got certain things in that system that maybe you would prefer to have and you want more control. Back to the air graft, again, very, very discreet. The nice thing about the air graft, so there's no buttons. Here's the, I'll try and do a little Vanna White here with the, anyway, there's the front and the back. There's a USB-C charger on the bottom. A yellow cable comes in here, a USB-C cable. It has a USB attachment at the end, so you can use whatever adapter you might have at home to charge that. There'd be other instructions and whatever in there. The nice thing about this is this comes, so the magnetic part of that we had to attach, which is a great feature, by the way. These guys with the pods they have, it's just it's a magnetic attachment as well. So you can see on the bottom there, that's the part of the cart that sticks in, plugs into the battery, and then it's on demand. So what it means is there's no button to push, there's no temperatures, there's none of that. It's just basically push and, draw. And the nice thing about this one is it has a vibration feedback. So what that means is about every, we'll say second, you'll feel a little bzz, like on your phone when it vibrates, you feel that in here too. So for me, I usually take about 3 or 4 of those vibrations. Now, if you're a new cannabis user, you might want to start with 1. I would highly recommend go low and slow, start with 1, see how it affects you, wait some time. If you're an advanced user, you probably already know that how to feel it out and how to figure out the new strain. So these are the pods. So they come in a package that like this. On the back is the information. This strain is Pineapple Express. Now, the one great thing I really like that this company has done over other the 510s is that on the back there's a little QR code, and on that QR code has all the information about the strain. So what that'll do is when you scan the QR code with your phone, it'll bring you up a link. You click the link, it'll take you to tell you what that strain is, because as you can see, by looking at the battery or just this part alone, you can't really tell what it is. The way that I find these 510s are poorly labeled, they used to come with a label at the very bottom. You can see the silver stream above the 510 there, the thread. They used to sometimes have THC or CBD, or they try to put something, but that must have been a pain in the butt. What a lot of people, do is something simplistic. You get a little piece of masking tape, put initials, you try to remember it. It's not the best system if you are like me and you, depending on what you're trying to treat or medicate for, you're constantly switching out these. And then all of a sudden you've got a pile of vape cartridges and you're not sure which one is which. So anybody using these, I'm sure there's people who have come up with systems. There's little plastic bands that you can put around them. But again, something with the strain name would be super helpful. But again, that's maybe something that'll come down the road. That's something I really like about these guys, where they have the QR code, takes you right to the website. You can also see when you take the pod out and then put it back in, you can see there's a little blinking light on the bottom. That will go when you inhale. That will be on when you charge your system. Again, great little portable and discreet. So the nice thing about this, it fits in your pocket. It's totally discreet. If you're at a meeting and you need a quick minute to go out, even if somebody saw this, they wouldn't even probably know what it was. The nice thing is too, I find smoking a vape over smoking, say, a joint, less noticeable. You can do this a little quicker, less prep time, when you're going outside or whatever. The nice thing is you can take a couple of draws of that and get back to what you were doing. I travel around with these quite a lot. I prefer a joint. That's my method, but I always have these with me, and I do use these almost daily, because it's just some situations you're in, you just need a quick bit of medicine. These things are a fantastic delivery system. So that's that one. I saved this one for last because most people I get questions from recently about the vapes are new patients or new clients or people looking to get into cannabis, and they want something simple. This here is Debunk. It's a super sour diesel strain, and it comes in this package here. So here's the packaging it comes in. And you just open that up, and directly out of the package, you are ready to go. So there's no buttons. This is what the system looks like. There's no buttons. You have the top part where you inhale. You have the bottom part, which is your USB-C. So even though these are disposable, this is how it comes right out of the package, and that's it. It's very simple. It comes all in one, very, again, discreet, as you can see, compared to the other items here. It's very discreet as well. So you could fit this in your pocket, or, take it in your purse or whatever, and you get one or two inhales on this. And this doesn't have the vibrational feedback that this one does. But the great thing about this one is, a new patient coming in, you don't have to worry about trying to figure out if you need a 510 access, or, exchanging the pods, or you don't have to worry about any of that. I feel personally that this would be a good start. If you were trying to get into a vape, this is a good, place to start. These are great for traveling and stuff too. You want to take it up a little more, then you got this. You've got some different pods and strains that go into this one. There's a little more to it. Again, no button on that one. And then when you move up to the 510, and again, you can start at the 510. Just because I'm saying this is the way it could go, you decide how you want to medicate, and you decide where you want to start. If you start with something like this, ask questions. I mean, the best thing is to try it out. You figure around with it. Just want to be careful about practicing and how much you're inhaling. You have to remember that this is medicine. So if you kind of take on too much trying to practice how to use this, you might kind of overshoot the mark, that kind of thing. So just be very cautious of that. Whereas these systems, like I said, right out of the bag, very easy to use. There's very little that you have to do. If you do have this for a while and it runs out of a charge, like I said, you have the USB-C on the bottom. Discretion's great. These products are fantastic. I really like the vape cartridges. Obviously, there is way more available than what is here. What I was trying to do was just kind of show you a little bit of the different options that you might have, because when you go on the Mendo website, there's a lot. So it's a lot to choose from. 3 great options. So anybody looking into vape cartridges, fantastic. Any one of these systems are great, in my opinion. I've used them all. I've used them quite a bit. I've traveled with them. I've had them in the heat. They're very good. Feel free to reach out to me through Facebook, Instagram, get a hold of me through email. I have no problem taking some time, answering your questions, whether you're a patient or not. Even if you're not with men, feel free to ask away. Send in whatever you think you'd want to see reviewed. Let me know what you think of. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned something and you found it enjoyable and educational. Have a great Friday, everyone. See you next week.